Hi, friends. Doc South here. Oh, boy. I just realized a story I haven't told you, and it's such a cool story. Gosh, yeah, it's reasonably true, what I'm telling you. It's been so long ago. We're talking, oh gosh, the very gist of the story it happened, I'd say around 40, a good 40 years ago, maybe longer. And I may have I may have some of the facts wrong, but but there's a lesson to be learned. Yes, that lesson being, watch what you tell your young kids, because they might just believe you. Right. Okay. Actually, I just thought of a second story too. Oh my gosh, I was such a rotten father to my two kids, Sonny and Burgess. Oh my heavens. But still, I know it was, let's see, I'd say about 30 years ago. Okay, my kids were living with me. They came to live with me, and they were teenagers. So basically, I went from, I was divorced from their mom. I was a carefree bachelor, yeah, working bachelor. And I had, all of a sudden, I had two teenagers. Right. Oh. Oh man, I just can't tell you how rough that was. Oh my gosh, I loved having the kids around, but oh my God, oh, teenagers, yeesh. But they were good kids. And Sonny, I guess one night Sonny was out on a date. Burgess, he was probably out somewhere skateboarding. So all was basically under control. And I hear one of the doors open. I'd kind of be awake till I heard all the doors open. It was Sunny coming up the steps. And she walks over to my bedroom and knocks. She could tell, I guess, somehow, maybe the TV was still warm or something. "Dad, you awake?" I said, "Yeah." "Can I come in?" I said, "Yeah, come on in." She says, "Doggone it," she says, "I'm mad at you." I said, "What'd I do now?" Doggone, you know how teenagers can be. And she said, "I was just in a restaurant, and with my date, and he took me to a seafood restaurant." I said, "Yeah, okay, well that sounds good." She says, "Yeah, you know what I ordered?" I said, "No." She says, "I ordered pierogies." I said, "Well, was it a Polish seafood restaurant, or what? Why would you order pierogies?" She says, "Well, I thought they were fish." I said, "What?" "I thought pierogies were seafood. Remember you told me that back when I was about 4? I said, "Oh my gosh, let me think a minute. I did tell you that." Oh, she said, "Why did you do that?" I said, "Well, you looked like you didn't want them." And I said, I think that was the case. You know how kids get fussy. They look at something, and you got it. Yeah, like our neighbor across the street when I was a kid knew I wouldn't eat boiled ham with cabbage and potatoes, which, by the way, is very good. So she told me it was goose ham, and I'd love it. So, and it worked on me. And for the longest time, I thought it was goose ham. But eventually, I figured it out. I don't know. I said, well, yeah, so back to Sonny. Oh my God, she says, "I just made a fool of myself. I asked for tartar sauce with my pierogies." I said, "Oh," I said, "You did?" I said, "What did you think they were? I mean, isn't it obvious they're just dough with some mashed potatoes inside, a little flavoring?" "I thought it was some kind of seafood. So I thought it was some kind of fish fillet you wrapped around mashed potatoes. God, they're good." I said, "Yeah, but they ain't seafood." "Well, thanks a lot." Boy, was I embarrassed. I said, "Did you put lemon on them?" "Well, yeah, of course I did. Don't you put lemon on pierogi?" I said, "Oh, God, Sonny, I'm so sorry." she wasn't buying it. Actually, I was kind of laughing. But it was, yeah, pierogies. Oh, well, what are you going to do? I'm trying to think. Oh, let's see what kind. Yeah, we got a little time. I remember Burgess. Now, Burgess, I don't know. I don't know if I ever lied to him about food. I don't think you had to. Burgess pretty much, if it was on his plate, that's good. I'll eat it. But one time I remember they came down to not to live with me, but they came to visit me when I lived in the Carolinas. They were still with their mom. And the kids came and, well, I was basically just, I did have a girlfriend, but I lived in my house, she lived in hers. And I would pretty much, it was rare that I cooked anything at home. If I did, it was maybe some hamburgers, some Chinese vegetables, a little rice. I'd make myself like hamburger chop suey. I'd throw something different in it every day. Or I'd make myself a pot of spaghetti, and I'd eat that. Pretty much, I figured the kids down for a week and a half, 2 weeks. I better not do that. So I took them out to eat. Everywhere we went out to eat. For supper especially. Even lunch. I was on vacation, had some money, a little anyway, so we went out. And I remember after about 8 or 9 days of that, oh, and now and then we'd eat at my girlfriend's house, Diane's house, and, well, she cooked, yeah, she had kids, she had, we actually had normal dinners, which I noticed Burgess was gorfing down. He liked the restaurants, but all of a sudden one day, again, he was probably about 4 or 5 years old, something like that. And Sonny a bit older. And we were in a restaurant out at the Outer Banks. We actually did like a little tour of the Outer Banks. And we're sitting down at this seafood restaurant. The waitress hands us our menus. Very nice lady, as I recall. Probably in her 30s or so, about my age. And Burgess is looking at the menu in the middle of this very busy restaurant. And the waitress comes over to get our order, and she says, well, what would you guys like, young man? What would you like? And all of a sudden, Burgess just starts to cry. And I said, what, Burgess, you all right? I said to the waitress, they're visiting me from up north. They, I'm divorced from their mom, and they, et cetera. In North Carolina, you tell your whole story, right? And I said, I don't get it. Burgess loves to eat. What's the matter, Burge? You feel okay? The waitress, same thing. What's the matter, Shug? She's patting him on the head and stuff. And he says, he's looking at the menu, and he plops the menu down, and he says, doesn't anyone in this state know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And with that, the tears really start to go. And the waitress looks at me, and I said, they're visiting me, and, well, I don't cook that much, so we were eating out most nights. And she says, well, what would you like, son? She got his name, Burgess. Burge, what would you like? He says, God, he says, I just love a peanut butter and jelly. She says, well, I could make that for you. She said, we, back in the kitchen, we got peanut butter, we got jelly, certainly got bread. I'll be happy to make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm a mom, too. She says, I understand. She looks at me like, would that be okay? I said, heck yeah. If that's what he wants. Burge, is that what you want? Yeah, and some French fries. Okay, good. You got it. Chocolate milk? Yeah, you can have chocolate milk. Okay. And she brought over, she made a very nice peanut butter and jelly. Yeah. Well, she said she'd make it because moms know how to make peanut butter and jelly best, of course. It's something a chef might put parsley in it or something, ruin it. French fry it. Yeah. So there you go. And the night was saved. Poor Burge. And so I made a point of getting him some sunbeam bread, a little peanut butter, some jelly. Got him a couple of flavors of jelly, and he was a happy camper the rest of the trip. Oh, and now and then he'd eat out with us. If we had a hamburger or a cheesesteak, sure, he'd have one too. But he was sure happy to get those peanut butter and jellies. So, and again, I think actually you get right down to it. Sonny will see this video. I'll still be in the doghouse over that pierogi thing. You got to watch what you tell your kids. Oh, man. Anyway. Someday I'll have to tell you about the curse of the belly button, but that's another day. Okay. We'll see you later, friends. Thank you, and God bless. Bye now. Oh, and Sonny and Burgess, I love you. You know that. Okay. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.